Greetings, everyone. Dr. Nicole Brantley here. I hope everyone is doing well. I am in the midst of my own detox and cleanse, but I'm coming before you, taking a moment away from my rest and my process to let you know about my upcoming program, right? I talked about it in a post previously, but I also want to talk about some things as it relates to health and the fact that we want the promise, right? We want the results, we want the aesthetics, but we don't want to do the work, right? We don't want to go through the process. And so I want to talk about that today. So for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Dr. Nicole Brantley. I'm affectionately known as the womb therapist. I help women who have fibroids, PCOS, endometriosis, those who have trouble conceiving, take the option of hysterectomies and other surgeries off of the table and truly get to the root of your healing. If you've heard me say it before, a surgeon can cut out everything except for cause. So we got to stop running to the doctors to get on their tables, to get under their knife, because at the end of the day, that does not address your root issues. Okay? We got a lot of people dealing with a lot of things, Crohn's, and things going on intestinal wise that's very similar to IBS, right? Which are steps towards colon cancer when you're dealing with that. Blood in your stools. Talking to a lot of people who are dealing with insomnia, like they literally cannot get or fall asleep or stay asleep. And that's tied back to your adrenal gland. So you have to do some things with your body. So my upcoming program, I'm excited because I've already done a couple and we've gotten amazing results. I made a post the other day from a client, colleague, and friend of mine who shared her before and after pictures, right? And this is a 14-day program. She's an entrepreneur. She was traveling, so I worked with her. She did it in 7 days because she didn't really have the time to drag it out and do it in 14. The reason why I do it in 14 days is because most people work during the week and they want to be home on the weekends to be able to be in their house, in the comfort of their home, resting, relaxing, which is required for the colon cleanse, but also so that they are near a toilet, right? So let me just get into it. So the upcoming program is my colon and liver cleanse program, right? In July, we're going to get back into my full body detox program. So I'm excited to do that. I haven't done one of those in a while. People are asking, so I'm bringing it back. I just was really focusing on this colon and liver because we were getting such great results. And then people can move into that because that is a whole nother level of nutrition, getting nourished, right? So that your body can do what it is that it needs to do. So this program is starting the day after Memorial Day. So we're starting May 27th and we're going to June 8th, right? So when you're signing up, it's going to look like you have to attend a session every day. You do not. I'm not going on Zoom every day, but I do go live in there. I do post videos in there and I do post other stuff as it relates to the colon and the liver and why it's important for you to maintain health of those two things, your colon and your liver. All right. So the program is held in a private Facebook group. So if you don't have a Facebook, you're going to need one. That's the only way for you to be successful. I don't have the manpower to email you or DM you or the information that I'm sharing in there. I'm going to be in one central location. So you have to be there in order to participate. Okay. You're also going to need 2 kits. Well, really a kit and a bottle of solution for you to be successful during this program. We are using a colon kit that gets to the mucoid plaque, right? Some people juice fast for 60, 80, 120 days to get to that. We're getting to that in 2 days, right? Because people see it by day 2. And what the side extra benefit of that is, and I want to talk about that because a lot of people like to harp on just weight loss. You have to understand it's a deeper issue. It's waste, right? That's the reason why you're holding on to weight. Your elimination pathways are blocked. You're not giving your trash a way out. So that is super important. So the colon is one of the main things you want to clean. You want to make sure your gut is in alignment so that the rest of the things in your body can essentially flow, right? And especially that liver. I've been dealing and I've been getting a lot of inquiries and I've been seeing on social media a lot of women in their early 40s complaining about perimenopause and menopause. Menopause is not what you think it is. It's not these symptoms that, I'm having night sweats, I'm having hot flashes, all of these different things. That's not what, it's very common, but that's not normal. When you go into menopause and your estrogen naturally lowers, like there's certain things that take place in your body as a woman, but you should not be having all of these side effects. That is an issue with the liver that you need to correct, okay? By changing what it is that you're bringing in as far as foods, right? Or recreational drugs or your wine or things that affect the liver. A lot of us are abusive to our livers. We're not loving on our livers at all, and we expect them to perform optimally, and that's just not how things work. So we are getting to the mucoid plaque. That is old waste, old fecal matter, like years and years old. It's very putrid. It's very dark. That's how you know the difference between regular poop and your mucoid plaque. Very ropey and mucousy. And again, very foul smelling. So that's how you can tell the difference. So you want the promise, right? But you don't want to endure the process. And that's a problem because you have to do the work in order to get what it is that you want. I just told you, I'm in the trenches right now. I'm doing my own. I never do them with the group because I like to rest and I like to be able to take care of myself and do the things that I need to do and move at a slower pace. I don't want to be responsible for guiding people and I'm in the midst of a detox, right? Because I practice what I teach. I'm not just telling you what to do and I'm not over here doing it myself, right? So you gotta, in order to get to the promise, you gotta go through the process. You gotta do the work. You can do anything in 3 days. You can do anything in 6 days, 7 days. You can do anything in 14 days. All right. So the first week, like I said, the first 3 days, we're cutting back on what we're eating. The weekend, we go into the colon cleanse kit. We take 2 days off, Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, we jump right back into it. 3 days on our liver solution, which is going to be inside of apple juice. And on the Friday night is when you're going to do your liver flush. And then on that Saturday morning, you're going to poop. All of what you took in the night before is going to come out. So we can induce that with a salt flush if need be, so that we see all of those gallstones come out. That's what you want to see. You want to make sure the fat is coming out. A lot of people have fatty, sluggish, stagnant livers, and they're wondering why they're menopausal. They're wondering why they have, this symptom or that symptom, or they're dealing with this or that. It's because your liver is clogged. You're eating way too many meats, way too many fats, way too much oil. Okay. Everything is fried, dyed, and laid to the side. We have to stop living that way. This requires lifestyle change. And you do this often. You do this quarterly if you can. That is ideal, at least a couple of times a year, right? Because you're eating like you want, doing what you want, but then you're never cleaning up. We clean up everything else. We clean up the baby's diaper when it's dirty. We clean up the fish tank when it's dirty. We change the oil change when it needs changing, but we don't think about our own bodies. You have to clean up internally in order for your body to perform optimally. All right. So healing is simple when you give the body right conditions, but that's the key. You have to give the body right conditions. You have to clean things up internally. You have to bring in good nutrition, right? You have to drink the right things, herbal teas, coconut water, if you're going to drink distilled or spring water, but you got to bring in quality water. You got to be getting out in the sun. You got to be breathing in fresh air. You can't just be stuck behind your computer all day, behind these fake lights. That's why a lot of women are dealing with breast cancer, all the radiation coming from the things they're sitting around all freaking day, right? In addition to that deodorant that you should not be using, okay? Or antiperspirant. So are you ready to stop saying what runs in your family? Are you ready to stop saying that? I just had a consultation with somebody that was like, oh, well, diabetes runs in my family. Nothing runs in your family except for habits. Genetics loads the gun. Diet and lifestyle pull the trigger. I'm going to say that one more time because nothing runs in your family. Can you possibly be predisposed to a certain gene? Possibly, but genetics is responsible for less than 10% of things that people have going on in their body. It is diet and lifestyle. So I'll say it again. Genetics loads the gun. So yeah, you may have a predisposition or a weakness in a certain area. But diet and lifestyle pulls the trigger. All right. So genetics loads the gun, diet and lifestyle pulls the trigger. You got to change what it is that you're bringing in. And this is a pet peeve of mine, right? I had a lot of people DMing me after they saw the before and after pictures of my client who did a recent colon and liver cleanse program, and everybody is on the aesthetics train. Oh my God, I want what she got. I want 7 days. I want to do the 7 days like she did. You might not get her results depending on how much weight or waste you're going to lose, right? And I'm not mad. Like, I want other people's testimonials to kick something in for you to be like, I need to get on my job. I need to do this. But for me over here, I just want you to know who I am. I am a person whose intention, the goal is health. Your health is the goal over here, not your outward appearance. That's the beautiful side benefit of taking care of yourself internally. What you do internally will always reflect externally, right? I get people who always say, Nicole, what is it that you put on your skin? What's your face routine? I take care of my body from the inside out. You want your skin to look beautiful? That starts within, my love. You have to clean up internally. You got bad skin, you need to put down dairy. That's the first thing you need to do, right? And all of the oils and all of the fats and all of the sugars, that's a start. But if you want to have beautiful skin, it starts within. So if you want your aesthetic to look good, I posted something maybe a week or two ago that said your body, I can't even remember, don't even quote me on this, but your body is a reflection of how you've been showing it love. If you don't like what you see, you got to start doing something different, right? So this is my pet peeve. We're busy doing everything else except for taking care of our body. I cannot tell you how many people in the last week and a half have said, oh, can I do the cleanse sooner? Oh, can I do it before I go on vacation? Oh, can I do it in 7 days? Can I do this? Can I do that? Because I got vacation. Oh, my social calendar after Memorial Day is going to be. Let me tell you something. Make your health calendar as important as you make your social calendar. Pencil yourself in. Because the reality is this. If you don't sit down, your body will sit you down. And then you don't have control over your time. Right? Because your body's like, we're done. We got to recover, and we're going to take as long as we need to take. Whereas in this instant, you can say, I'm going to join Dr. Nicole's 14-day program. I know I'll be done with that in 14 days. I'm going to learn some new habits that I'm going to start to implement in my regular routines and daily regimen. But if it's on the other side and you're not being proactive and you're being reactive and your body done sat you down, it might be 3 months. It might be 8 weeks. You might not be able to go to that job that you need in order to pay your bills, to feed yourself, to survive, to live, to take care of your children. See, you lose control in that situation. So start valuing your health, because not enough of us do that. When you put your social calendar before something that you can do for your health, you tell me that you don't value your health, period. If you tell me that you can't put down this or that for 3 days, 6 days, 9 days, you're telling me that you don't value your health. You're also letting me know that you are a food addict. Most of Americans are. Most of America is, period. We're food addicts. We're addicted to food because of the chemicals that are put in our food, right? And detoxing and, what's the word I'm looking for? And, I can't even think of the word, but detoxing and I'm just going to say it like this. Detoxing and cutting out the foods that you normally consume and how you respond will let you know just how much of an addict you are. Because I'm going to tell you how strong your mind is. When you take certain things away and you say, I'm not going to do this for 6 days. I'm not going to do this for 9 days. I'm not going to have a Coke. I'm not going to have a Pepsi. I'm not going to have a Starbucks coffee. I'm not going to eat any meat. I'm not going to eat any eggs or dairy or starches. That's all you want. It could be things that you don't even eat on a regular basis. When you go into a detox, your mind is like, I want that. Your parasites are like, I want that. We don't really even eat that, but let's get a burger and some fries. Oh, we want a milkshake, stuff that you don't even really consume on a daily basis. That's how strong your mind is. That's how strong the parasitic activity is, right? And this is why you need to do colon and parasite cleanses often to get rid of that bad bacterium, to reset and restore your gut microbiome to what it should be so you can crave the right things. Oh, I really want a salad. Ooh, I could go for my favorite smoothie, right? Oh, I gotta do a big batch of my favorite green juice. Those are the things that you want your body to start asking for. But that requires you to detox and to cleanse. You gotta go through the process to get the promise. You want to look good, you got to do the things internally so that you can reflect that externally. It's really simple, right? Will it be a challenge? Of course. Anything worth having is going to be challenging. Anything worth having, you're going to have to put some work in on the front end. But when you put that work in and you continue to maintain that thing, it ain't as hard. You don't have to do as much work. The process gets easier and easier. Your mindset shifts. You're like, oh, I can do that. I'm going to this 3-day cleanse. I'm not eating anything for 3 days. You won't even think about it. You won't even be like, oh my God, I have to give up my X, Y, and Z. You're really not losing anything when you're gaining your health. You feel me? You're not losing anything when you're gaining yourself. So stop being so busy. Stop allowing your social calendar to be more filled in and penciled in than your health calendar. Schedule in your detoxes. Schedule in your quarterly cleanses. Your life depends on it. You want longevity. You want vitality. These are the things that you have to do, right? It's not if I want to do it. You have to do these things if you want long life. If you don't, then keep living how you're living. I encounter so many sick people on a weekly basis. I'm just like, oh my God, everybody's sick. Everybody is dying. It pains me because when you know a different way, when you know that people can have a different lifestyle and diet and they can have longevity and not be aging fast and sick and having all this pain in their body, but they refuse to shift their mindset and try something different because what you're doing is not working if you're on dialysis. What you're doing isn't working if you're on 7 medications for the rest of your life. How's that working? What is it doing for you? It's killing you slowly. It's a slow death. Medication never addresses root issues. Surgeries never address root issues. They have their place, right? Just like Western medicine or allopathic medicine, it has its place. It's not for chronic illness. It's not for your day-to-day health. It's not for your lifestyle. That is for emergencies, tragedies, things that you need, accidents, something on site, okay? Not your everyday taking care of yourself, not reversing diseases, because they're never going to get you to that. Every single cancer, diabetes, dialysis, these are industries, these are businesses that are making money off of people being ignorant and sick. Oh, and boy, they are cash cows. They are making all of the money to keep you sick. So this is why you have to be informed so that you can make informed decisions for yourself and for your body to have longevity, to have vitality. Let's go before that, to have energy, to not have brain fog. You don't even remember what you went in the other room for. What I come in here for? What was I coming to get? What was I going in here? Where's my keys? Where's my phone? Where's this or that? Like, you shouldn't be having memory issues in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, or 50s, or 60s, right? Even 70s. If you take care of your temple and your elimination pathways are open and moving and flowing like they should, none of the lack of flow and ease, because that's all the disease is, none of those lack of flow and ease will affect you. None of it. So, pencil you in and sit yourself down before your body sits you down. Do that for yourself. All right? You have to be proactive about the stressors in your life. The people that I talk to are always stressed out. They either have a high stress job or it's very stressful in their home. You got to get ahead of your stress. What does that look like, Nicole? Many things. Being proactive about not being stressed out. If you know something is high stress, maybe consider doing a different job. Because I'm telling you, if you croak over and die, those people are going to step over you, send your family some flowers, and replace you. If it's that high stress and if it's not something you have to do and be married to, right? And I'm talking about work. And if it's your man or your woman, then hey, if the shoe fits, wear it. But if your work is too high stress, maybe you need to find other work, right? Because we are each called to do something, but we can't do it sick. Okay? So get ahead of your stressors versus reacting to them. So what does it look like to get ahead of your stressors? How about take a nightly sacred bath a couple of nights a week to relax you before you go to bed and relax your nervous system, right? Especially if you have anxiety. Soothing music. Sleep with it on, put it on while you're in your bathtub, or just have it playing in the background while you're cooking or doing whatever it is that you're doing. Diffusing essential oils that are going to relax you, right? Aromatherapy has many, many benefits to the body. Journaling, getting those thoughts out on paper instead of having them constantly swirling in your head. I got to do this. I got to do that. I don't know about this. I don't know. Oh, I got this idea. I want to launch this. But you're letting it swirl. Write it down. Do a brain dump so that you can get it off of your mind and you can put your focus somewhere and energy somewhere else that it needs to go. All right. Getting out in nature, just going for a walk where there's a pond or a lake or just trees and lots of grass and you can just take in the scenery. That resets your nervous system like nothing else. Okay? Yoga, stretching, breathing, life-changing. Okay? Relaxing herbal teas. So teas that may have lemon balm or lemon verbena or chamomile, things that are very relaxing and that can help blue vervain, relax that nervous system. Get into them, okay? You want to have things that are relaxing your nervous system, relaxing you so that you can do what it is that you are called to. Okay, so that's how you get rid of stress. First, you got to acknowledge you have it. Then you have to find ways to get ahead of it, okay? Then I want you to understand this. You have to quiet your body's whispers so that you don't have to hear it scream. A lot of people don't recognize their body's language until it's too late. When it's cancer, you've missed all of the signs. It was whispering. Now it's screaming that it needs you to do something different because what you're doing isn't working. Okay? So quiet your body's whispers so that you don't have to hear it scream. Stop ignoring those signs. Stop ignoring those symptoms. They're there for a reason. They're trying to communicate to you there's something that you need to change. Pain is a request for change. My knee is hurting. Request for change. Acid buildup in the knee, in the joints, in the hips, in your elbow, in your pelvic area, wherever you're feeling the pain, in your stomach. You got to address it. Stop letting symptomology just happen for months on end and you don't do anything about it until you're bent over, in pain, can't do anything else but go to the hospital, and now they're diagnosing you and staging you for your new diagnosis. Stop doing that. Okay? Understand your body's language and respond in a holistic manner. Pills ain't it. Surgery is not it. Okay? Stop taking all of these pills. It's never going to address your root issue. It's petroleum based. It may have some sort of herbal extraction in it. The rest of it is all chemicals to have you chemically addicted like your food. It is by design. Please understand that. And lastly, I want you to know you can heal from anything. Anything created can be reversed. You can heal. But you got to give the body right conditions. But you got to stop eating so much cooked food. You got to learn to indulge in fruits and vegetables and the things that are high vibrational for your body to be hydrated. That's all cancer is there's no oxygen going on in the body. The cells are starved, right? They're dying off. So correct that. And water doesn't hydrate the human body. Newsflash. Go check out my video on YouTube. Water does not hydrate the human body. You have to partake in fruits. If your doctors are saying, oh, don't eat too much watermelon, don't eat too many cherries, don't eat too many grapes. Okay, if you have diabetes or if you're pre-diabetic, which you have diabetes, no such thing as pre-diabetic, right? They go by that A1C number, whatever. You need to make sure that if that is your state, you cut back on your fat. Because the issue with diabetes and pre-diabetes is that when sugar comes to knock from your fruit, that fuels your brain and your body, and that you need it, and the body knows absolutely what to do with it. But when you have too much fat in your cells, fat will open the door. Sugar will be like, can I come in? And fat will be like, ain't no room in here for you. Slam, close the door back. That's when your sugar spikes. Your diet is too high in fat and proteins. The human body has no use for animal proteins, right? And so people that love animal proteins, you're eating for taste and not for health, because you don't require it. The things that you're eating, right? They don't eat meat. What do they eat? Greenery, grass, herbs, shrubs, whatever they're eating, right? That's where they're getting their protein from. You need to do the same, right? And we're frugivores at our core. We need fruit to fuel our bodies. The fructose from fruit fuels our brain and our bodies. And it hydrates us. And it has everything that it needs, right? That's what we're looking for when we say protein. We're really looking for amino acids, which are the building blocks to health. Consume more of that. Not enough of us are doing that. Okay? So you can heal. You just have to give your body right conditions. You have to be eating and drinking the right things. Stop taking that nightcap of wine to bed. You're damaging and destroying your liver. Do you want cirrhosis of the liver? Because that's what you're working on. A fatty and stagnant, sluggish liver. And that's why you're having all of the menopause symptoms that you're having, because your liver is jacked. Cream in your coffee. Stop drinking coffee. Go to the alternatives. Go to the replacements. Coffee is very acidic. Destroys your kidneys. Destroys your adrenal glands, which are the brains of your kidneys. That's why you have insomnia. That's why you have night sweats and hot flashes, because your kidneys are not filtering as they should, because your adrenals are weak and can't metabolize the things they need to metabolize. And in order to effectively cleanse your liver, you got to clean your colon first. So that's why my program is colon. We go into the liver after. And when you do your liver flush, you're going to see the stones that were clogged in the ducts. They're going to come out. That's going to show you just how much fat you've been eating, oils, meats, right? Clogging, because you don't do the cleanup quarterly. You're not cleaning up. You're not eating the right things the most. Everything is gray. Everything is cooked. Everything is fried every single morning. Stop eating eggs. They feed viral loads in your body. They're not a healthy source of protein. That's an animal's menstrual or their fetus. What's healthy about that? Nothing. Okay? And we've been lied to about a lot of things, and it's hard to hear the truth. But go do your own research. Don't take my word for it. Go look. Go do a deep dive. And you'll find exactly what it is that you're looking for. So cleansing the colon and the liver is top tier in starting your healing journey. Top tier. If you want to come off of your medication, if you want to reverse something you have going on in your body, if you want to get rid of those menopausal symptoms, all of the things, if you want to correct insomnia, if you want to correct Crohn's disease, IBS, anything going on with your gut, all of these things, you have to start there. Colon, always addressing your gut's going to be hugely important. Okay? And we're addressing the whole body. So yes, while we're focusing on colon and liver, we're addressing the whole body. We don't isolate in holistic medicine. We don't isolate in holistic healing. Everything's getting addressed. Everybody's going to get some of this, right? The more you bring in that hydrating food, your livers, your kidneys are going to be filtering better. Your adrenals are going to begin to wake up. Your bowels are going to be moving. You're going to speed up bowel elimination time. You're going to be like, oh my God, finally, I've been in the gym for a year. I ain't lost a pound. Now my weight is falling off because it needed your kidneys to open. Waist loss. It needed that mucoid plaque to come out. So stop seeking the promise without doing the proper steps, doing the work, or going through the process to get to the promise. Stop making everything about aesthetics. I know a lot of people that look amazing on the outside because they're in the gym, toe up on the inside, all kinds of diagnoses. And a lot of the time you go into the gym, but you're not getting results because you can't outwork a poor diet. And if you are losing weight, the weight you lose prior to plateauing is because you're sweating out toxins and you're getting rid of waste that way. But the diet has to line up for you to get to where you truly supposed to be. So cleansing your liver and cleansing your colon is going to be top tier to start this healing journey, or to just pick up wherever you are. Okay? So again, we are getting started the day after Memorial Day, which is May the 27th. We run to June the 8th. All right. And so a welcome video is going to happen on the 26th, which is Memorial Day. You're going to be welcome to the group. You're going to know all of the things that are to come when you sign up. ilovebeingfresh.com. Go to the programs tab when you're there. Join now. Read the description. Everything is there. How much the kits cost, what the total cost of this is going to be for you, because you're only paying me for the program. I'm giving you links to the vendors so that you can get your program. You can get your kit and be ready for the program. Do not wait till the last minute. Give yourself time to have your things shipped to you. So people love to ask me, so when should I purchase it? Now? What are you waiting for? Get your stuff, have it on time. Don't risk not having your stuff when the program starts. Okay? So it doesn't look like I had any questions here. Let me go back and check. Thank you all so much for being here and tuning in with me today. But we got to stop wanting the promise without wanting to take the steps and going through the process to get there. You got to go through the process to get the promise. There's no way around it. And people are taking shortcuts. They're not taking the stairs. Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro. But guess what? They also have a lot of health issues. Why? Because those things that I just named cause gastroparesis. It stops the stomach muscles from doing what they need to do. And your food is just sitting in your stomach. And long term, what you are signing up for is stomach cancer, because all of your waste is sitting there putrefying and rotting, and your body's waiting on parasites to come clean up that spill in your stomach. Not wise at all. All right? So stop taking the shortcut. Take the stairs. Do the work. It's long lasting. It's beneficial. All right, let's see. Rodnika says, how can I book with you? You can go to my website, ilovebeingfresh.com, and you can book from there. Go to the consultations tab. You can start with a discovery call, and then if you want to go into a larger consultation, you can do that, but that's a start. Most people like to start at a discovery call, ask their questions, make sure that they can get what it is that they need. I mean, honestly, I can help you heal anything. I understand the chemistry of the body, so there's not much that I'll say, I don't really have experience with that, or I don't know what that is. A lot of things are under disguised names. It's really the same thing going on in everybody's body, to be honest with you, right? Lymphatic system is not moving. Elimination pathways are not opening. This is why we're forming cysts, fibroids, PCOS, endometriosis, trouble conceiving, body's too acidic, right? At the end of the day, we have to correct that, and we have to nourish the body. We are obese, we are overweight, but we're malnourished. We're not getting proper nutrition. We have brain fog, we have insomnia, we have aches and we have pains, we have distended bellies, we have big thighs, arms, butts, bellies, because we're not taking care of ourselves properly. We have to clean up internally. So you can book at ilovebeingfresh.com and go to the consultations tab. Doesn't look like I have any. Is this specifically for women? Can men join the program as well? Yes, we've had men join the program as well. My last program had 2 men in them. So this is not just for women. Everybody needs to detox their colon. Everybody needs to detox their liver. Not enough people know what that means. Not enough people know how to do that, right? And that's key to your overall health. A lot of people are sick because they have fatty, sluggish, stagnant livers. They don't even know that they're burdening their liver or abusing their liver when they wake up and drink that cup of coffee with all that creamer and checking the liver in sooner than they want it to be because of all the fats they're bringing in. Eggs, toast, avocado, all of these things. The liver's like, hold on, we want to hydrate. This is our highest time of detox. Same thing with the colon. It's your highest time of detox. Somebody asked about lemon up front. Let me see. Something about, what about lemon? Let's see if it's still here. What about lemon water? Lemon water is great if you're still here. Lemon water is great. That is how I start my day. Key lime or lemon water flushes the colon, turns on the lights in your body, the electricity, gets you energized, moves out that toxic waste, and is a great start to your day. That is how I suggest that everybody starts their day, with a room temperature cup of lemon or key lime water. And if you're not used to doing that, start off with 4 ounces, bump it up to 6 or 8 ounces, bump it up to 16. And then if you can get to 32, get to 32. All right. So, it doesn't look like I have any more questions. Excuse me. If you're just tuning in, be sure to catch the replay. I'm going to keep this posted. But yeah, I got to get back to my detox. It's time for me to go make something. You're on the clock on this particular colon cleanse, right? So again, we're cleansing on the weekends, both weekends that we're in the program. And during the weekday, we're doing things. Like in the first week, we're cutting back on how much we're eating before we lead up to the colon cleanse. In the second week, we're taking our liver solution to loosen up the stones for when we do the flush on that Friday night so that you're home for Saturday to poop, right? If there's any little innuendos and you're like, oh, I need to change this date, once you're in the group, reach out to me and I can help you tailor the schedule to fit your schedule, more so if it doesn't line up with mine. But this is my 14-day program. This is the way that I run it. I have to go with the way the majority does it. I can't make it 7 days for you. You can book a consultation and do it individually. If you like, you don't get access to all the stuff in the group though. It's just mostly me and you having a conversation and I'm telling you everything you need to do and how you need to do it. And there's no group camaraderie. I prefer to do it in a group. I prefer that you do it in a group just because it's cost effective and you have other people encouraging you and keeping you going. And you're seeing that other people are doing the same thing with you, because when you don't detox often, detoxing can be challenging. Your mind is going to be like, I want that burger. I want that fries. I want them chickens. You want everything that you're saying that you can't have. The mind is strong. The parasites want what they want. Right? So when you do in this cleanse, you can expect waist loss, right? My last client that showed her proof, she lost 10.5 pounds. On average, that's what people lose in the program. In my 30-day full body detox program that's coming up in July, on average, people lose 16 to 30 pounds. Sometimes they lose a pound a day over there, right? And it's a little different. We're cutting back on what we eat, but we still eat over there 1 meal a day. And I'll talk more about that when that one comes up. But people lose an average of 16 to 30 pounds in that particular group. This is a shorter time, but we're getting to the meat of things by getting rid of mucoid plaque. And you see a significant amount of weight loss or waist loss, because that's what it truly is, in a shorter amount of time, because you're getting to the old stuff. And it weighs heavy. People can have 30 to 40, 50 pounds of crap in their colon, right? And your belly doesn't always have to be distended. I had clients who didn't have big stomachs and they were full of waste, constipated, not moving their bowels once or twice every couple of weeks. Where are all the meals that you're eating going? They're sitting in there, rotting, putrefying. And that's what turns into this mucoid plaque that we are releasing, right? So this time around, I saw mucoid plaque start to come out faster. When you get rid of all the poop that's in the colon and it starts getting to the mucoid plaque, that's all you're getting is mucoid plaque. The old stuff. It's not fresh bowel movement. It's old stuff. It looks it. It smells it. You know what it is. And stop being afraid of your body and stop being afraid of your bowels and stop being afraid to poop and saying, oh, I don't want to poop. If it's going to make me poop, I'm not going to do it. How do you plan to have long life? That is the most toxic place in your body and you don't want to poop. You want to release what you consume. And you want to speed up bowel elimination time so that when you eat something, you're eliminating it within 30 minutes to an hour. When we don't do that, that's because we're constantly bombarding our body with constipating, dehydrating foods that are making them sit around longer, and everything is not coming out. If you have ribbon poops, if you have skinny poops, that is a sign that your pipes are clogged. You need to be doing this more than 3 days. And if you can't do more than 3 days at a time, you need to be doing this back to back. Take a couple of weeks off, jump right back on it and get on it until your colon is cleansed and you start to see your poop form like normal poop. Okay? So there's lots of work to be done. What are some good binders to grab toxins while detoxing? So this kit already has some of those things in there, but bentonite clay is great. Psyllium husk is great, but you have to know what you're doing. When you're taking things like clays and psyllium husks, your level of hydration has to be top tier, top notch. Not enough people drink fluids and hydrate their bodies. Okay, so those are some good things. Activated charcoal, cracked cell chlorella, those are good binders as well. Okay, how can I sign up for the group coming up? So it's on ilovebeingfresh.com. So you can click my link in bio here, or you can go to ilovebeingfresh.com, type that in your URL, click on the programs tab, and it's the only program that's live that you can see. So there's no confusion. I don't have my next one that's coming up out there just yet because it's not coming out until July. So it'll be posted in just a few weeks. But that is how you can sign up. Don't delay. You're going to get your email with your links to order your kits. And we're going to be mentally preparing prior to, so then when the time comes, you're ready for this. You've decided, you're committed, and you're going to succeed. That's what I live by. Those 3 words: decide, commit, succeed. So we all need to do this. We all need to clean our colons because we eat every single day and we don't get rid of all of our waste. Okay. And we got joint problems early on. We're not sweating enough. We got breast cancer and this cancer and that cancer and edema, and we're swelling here and there. We're losing our sight earlier. Our hair is falling out. We're graying early. Like, we're not doing well because we're being poisoned on a daily basis with our food system. So we have to know how to navigate this. And those are the things that I teach. If you follow me, you're going to understand more about your body, and you're going to understand things that you should be eating and drinking and things you should be avoiding. Right? Always make sure you follow my stories. I'm always sharing other people's information that is very relative to the things that I teach. I don't try to do it all. I'm one person, right? I stay in my lane. Yes, I am a holistic medicine doctor and I can do many things, right? But I also share other people's work. I'm no gatekeeper. No gatekeeper. So make sure that if you are joining this program, you do it ASAP, so that you can get your email with your link so that you can order your kit and you can be prepared for the day after Memorial Day weekend, right? So have your fun on Memorial Day. Don't overdo it. And I'm going to go live about that because, when we do holidays like that, we love to do that grill. Grilling is carcinogenic, aka cancer causing. When you put those black grill lines on your burger, and God forbid you are still eating hot dogs, leukemia sticks is what I like to call them. Okay? Stop eating those. Please stop. And if you need a replacement, and people get so offended, carrot dogs, when you soak them in the right ingredients, because all you're really after is flavor. When you learn that, that's how come you're so addicted to the foods that you're addicted to, because they've hijacked your flavor, your taste buds, with this flavor that they create on the chips that you love. The food that you're eating, the MSG that they're putting in it to keep you coming back like a crackhead. It's by design, right? So I love that you encourage people that things can be fixed. They can. Anything created can be reversed. Now, what I'm not saying is that sometimes it can be too late, right? But I've seen people come back from stage 4 cancer. I've seen people come back from stage 3 and 4 this or that. You got to be very radical and change the way you eat. Change the way you think, right? Change how you address your emotions. And first of all, acknowledge them so that you can address them. Get rid of your stressors as best as you can. Sometimes it's your husband, your wife, and your kids. But we will figure out a way, right? Go be out in nature. Go take that bath. Go do that yoga. Go stretch. Go breathe. Listening to that meditation music. Go get you a massage. Like, do the things to regulate your nervous system when you got something that's taking it out of balance. But you need to figure out a plan, a way of escape for that thing that's stressing you. But we first have to acknowledge that. We have to acknowledge that. So, if there are no more questions, I'm going to let you guys go. It's time for me to go mix something up and drink it. I will say this is not a hard process. If you are one that likes to follow instructions, it's very regimented, and you're starting this at 7, you're doing this at 8:30, then at 10:30 you're doing something else, and then at 12:30 you're drinking something else. So it's very regimented, and you follow a schedule, and it's pretty easy. And on the colon cleanse, I want you to make sure you have the time, because you have to relax. The instructions even say no sex, deep relaxation, no gym rat, no working out at the gym all crazy, stretch, breathe, do some yoga, but that's the extent. You got to learn to give your body rest. We're giving our digestive system a rest. It's not digesting food, so the energy can now go to getting rid of this mucoid plaque and healing anything that needs to be healed. Okay? Super important. And then if you love how this turns out, I plan to see you back in July after the 4th, right? Because people want to have I was talking about grilling. And then we'll do the full body, where we're nourishing our body into healing and waste loss and detox. Because not enough of us are nourishing ourselves. We're eating so much cooked food that we don't even realize how we're breaking down our body and how we're giving ourselves brain fog, and we're losing vitality and longevity because of diet. You know, people are like, oh, I'm a vegetarian. Oh, I eat relatively healthy. Oh, I said, that's relative. So tell me what you're eating. And when they talk to me, they're still eating cheese. They're still eating dairy that breaks down to sugar, right? They're still eating eggs. Those are things you want to cut too, my love. That's not eating healthy. Grilled chicken in your salad with ranch is not healthy. That's not a healthy meal. That's an animal product in there. When you're on the kit, it's nothing but the kit. But if people get super hungry and they're like, because they're coming from standard American diet and they're used to being stuffed and not just satiated, but full, you can eat fruit. That's it. You can have some berries, you can have some oranges, you can have some apples. That's it. Until we come off and we ease back into eating. The first 2 days, we're not eating a whole bunch of food. We're not jumping right back into cooked food and potatoes and starches and things like that. That comes down a few days down the line. How do you feel about colonics and enemas? They are great. I feel like people should be having at-home enema kits and should be cleansing that colon regularly, so that when they go to do things that are maintenance, they see very little, residual coming out because they're doing the work. So colonics, colon hydrotherapy is amazing. I suggest it, right? And enemas are amazing. Lemons, I'm not a big fan of coffee enemas. I do know that it helps to flush the liver, but I'm not a big fan. Lemons for enemas or key limes, of course, diluted in water. One of my healing teas, because it has things like slippery elm and marshmallow root, things of that nature that soften and that soothe. Plus it has astringents that's going to pull. I do recommend using my tea in enemas. These are things that I do. Okay. So colonics and enemas are great. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for your questions. Remember, we got to go through the process to get to the promise. Health does not happen by chance. It happens by choice. We have to make these decisions to get in these kinds of programs, to get in contact with our colon, release waste, get in touch with our liver, release stones so that our bodies can heal. Healing is really simple. You got to give it right conditions. Stop blaming your genetics. Oh, it runs in my family, so I'm inevitable. It's inevitable. No, habits run in your family. Genetic weaknesses may run in your family, but like I said to you earlier, genetics load the gun. Diet and lifestyle pull the trigger. That's what's going to determine. Your diet and your lifestyle is going to determine if you get that cancer that you think runs in your family. if you get those fibroids that you think run in your family, if you're going to get those diabetes that you think runs in your family. You got to eat and drink the right things. You got to put down the wine. A lot of y'all who are menopausal drink wine too much. So your liver is affected by it. And this is why you're having night sweats and hot flashes and all of the things. And can't sleep at night. This is why. So we got to get back to nourishing the body. Nourishing ourselves on a cellular level. It's not about aesthetics. It's not just about looking good on the outside. But making sure that the outside is a reflection of what's going on internally. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love you guys. I'll see you on the other side if you plan on joining me. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye for now.